Rise and grind, folks. What we have here is another video. This is a condenser fan motor and condenser fan blade replacement. And the reason why I'm making this video is I want to show you guys something here. If you can see the rotation is pointing towards the left. This is the old condenser fan motor. It was burning hot and it wouldn't run for like more than 3 seconds. So the motor was shot, but unfortunately, even with the pulley puller, we didn't have any luck taking the blade off. So we ended up going to Johnstone, which is a great supply house in the area in Pennsylvania. And what they wound up doing was matching up a new condenser fan blade. And guys, if you didn't already know this, I always take my old blade to the supply house to make sure that what I'm getting is going to match up, because the last thing you want to do is eye gauge and ended up buying something bigger or smaller than what you have. Guys, if you didn't know, with condenser fan blades, this is a 22-inch blade, and to get the measurements, you go from the shaft to one end, and then whatever that measurement is, if it's for instance an 11 from one end to the other, you just add 11 to the other side, and that will get you the circumference of this whole blade. So this is a 22-inch blade, and guys, remember the direction of the arrow. See that rotation? And this is how the condenser fan motor will typically be installed. So the rotation is towards the right. That means this is a clockwise fan blade. As you can see, the fan blade moves like that. So this is a clockwise 22-inch condenser fan blade. Unfortunately, guys, and today's Friday, by the way, it's already after 2 o'clock. Our supplier didn't have a 22-inch clockwise fan blade. This is 22 inches, same as this, but this is a counterclockwise fan blade. And guys, this is very, very important. You guys don't want to fuck this up. If you're doing a condenser fan motor and a condenser fan blade, if you put this blade in, even though it's the same size, if the direction of this blade is different than the one you're taking out, it could throw off the motor. And before you know it, you're gonna go back to the same issue. Especially with this condenser fan motor not working right, head pressure goes up, and then your compressor turns off on high pressure. But always, guys, try to match up the size and also the direction. Make sure you know the direction of your old motor. In this scenario, once again, this isn't a clockwise fan blade. This is a counterclockwise, but luckily we got the multi-position motor here. It can go in clockwise or counterclockwise. And guys, this is only for rescue motor applications. OEM, it will be a little bit different. But with rescue, as you can see, counterclockwise, lead and reverse. Basically what I have to do in this scenario is just swap the yellow and the orange leads, and that will make the motor spin in counterclockwise, which will line up with the fan blade, and that will help the motor turn a lot more better, and it will sound much better too, because you don't want the fan blade going in one end and the motor turning in the other. For one, it's probably not going to even work, because instead of air blowing out, it might suck in. And if this motor can't turn directions, meaning you can't swap the leads, then at that point you'll be screwed. You'll have to order the OEM part. But guys, this is a great tip. Like I said, when doing fan blades, know exactly what position you're in, either counterclockwise or clockwise, and get your measurement from shaft and out, and then add the number up from one side to the other. So remember, this is an 11, and I don't have to do it twice, because this is, once again, it's even measurement on each side. So if I go from shaft out 11, then this is 22 inches, 11 plus 11. But guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wire this bad boy up. And guys, you could do 3-wire setups. I like using 4. A 4-wire setup is pretty much wiring this condenser fan motor parallel with the compressor wires, meaning you're gonna have 2 capacitor wires, and you'll have your run and your common on the contactor. Now this particular motor came out of a heat pump, so one of my wires is going to go to the defrost board, because you want the defrost board to deactivate this fan motor in the winter time when the heat pump needs to go off on defrost. So guys, stay tuned. I'm going to pop this in and you'll see how it works. See you in a little bit. All right guys, this is part 2. I just wired this this thing up, and as you can see, this is the new capacitor that we wired in parallel. Remember guys, you can do this as a 3-wire. This is a brand new capacitor too, by the way, for the compressor. You can do this as a 3-wire by putting the fan wire on the cap and wiring the rest accordingly, but I like doing 4-wire setups. Just identify which 2 wires go to the cap. But remember guys, like I was telling you, this is a defrost board, so the run is going to get split from the board and eventually it's going to go back to the contactor. But yeah, and unfortunately guys, as you can see, I made my own little placeholder there for the capacitor. I know some guys that like to put capacitors inside the box, especially if you're doing this in a tight area. But yeah guys, I ran out of clamps, and like right now it's a Friday. I got another call to get to. Like we're fucking slam busy right now. But yeah, there you guys have it. But remember guys, like I said, you don't want to wire this up the wrong way. You don't want the motor to run backwards. But this is another visual check. If it blows out, cool. If it sucks in, then the orange and the yellow wires inside, you'll have to swap the 2 connectors there. But remember guys, I don't have to do that. I don't have to rip this thing apart and do it after I went through the hassles of hooking this thing up, because most importantly guys, I knew what position my old motor was in and I knew what position my new motor was in, also the blade. So guys, back in the day before I knew about this, I used to just hook it up and put my leads on top of the unit. If the leads blow out, cool. If not, then I have to take all these freaking screws out and unclip the wires and like literally reinstall this thing. So there you guys have it. Peace.